Welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be showing you how to create this bruised zombie wound for Halloween. If you want to see how I did this look then and what I used, then please keep watching for a step-by-step tutorial on it. If you haven't subscribed already, then please subscribe. I've got many other Halloween videos coming soon. So yeah, enjoy. So what I'm going to be using today is here, which you don't really need that much. It's actually quite an easy thing to do. It looks harder. It looks like it's really good at the end, but it's actually not that hard to create it. So this is actually a really cheap version as well. So first of all, we've got petroleum jelly, Vaseline. I've just got a big tub. This is what I use for all my like special effects stuff, as it's like pretty rank. So just normal Vaseline or something along this line. I then got fake blood, which literally is just from eBay, Amazon. I think it was like 99p or £1. The best stuff to use is scab blood. I think that's called, or yeah, something like that. I have actually got some coming, but it hasn't arrived, which is really annoying. So I thought I'd just make it because you just do it today, because you can do this with normal blood, with fake blood, obviously. So that's the fake blood that I've got. Is literally just the bog standard fake blood. I've then got this, which is Plasto wax from imagic. So this is just basically a wax, and this is a small little pot. I don't think it was that much. So yeah, I'd really recommend getting this because it's actually really, really good to use for many things, as well as these kind of cut type looks, and it's really easy. And it's affordable as well. Next up, I've got this massive sponge, which I use, as you can see, for that kind of colouring, which is going to be used for the bruising, but also to kind of blend into the skin to create that cut kind of bruised look on the skin. So yeah, that's this little sponge, and it's kind of like, actually, if you look, hold on, it's like a proper like kitchen sponge. So it's got that effect to it, and that's what you want, because it almost makes your skin look like a mottled kind of effect. The next thing is this, which is a little spatula, which you don't necessarily need. However, it makes it very easy to use this and kind of scoop it out, because this is a little bit sticky and obviously very waxy. So yeah, just like a little spatula, or you can use like a orange stick, or you know, toothpick kind of thing. But yeah, this is literally like 99p from eBay, or it came with it, not sure, one of the two. So yeah, and then again, I really love this palette. This is the imagic paint palette. You get all these colours, and we're going to be using a mixture of red, blue, green and yellow to create like a kind of bruising type look. So let's go in and first of all apply the wax. So first of all, we're going into the wax, and I'm going to take kind of a fair amount of it. So kind of this size on my hand, this amount, and I'm going to just do it on my hand here to just kind of show you how I would go about it. So what you want to do is create a kind of long shape. So that is where you want the thickness. You want it to be in a really thick position. So as you can see here, you want it to be thick. I'm going to get some Vaseline on my finger. I'm going to put some on the other end of this spatula. I'm going over and blending. Now, as you can see, where the Vaseline, it just completely takes off that tackiness, so you can blend it right down into your skin, and it makes it really easy to blend away. So this side hasn't been blended, as you can see, and as soon as you put over the spatula that has the Vaseline on, it goes really, really flat, and it's just a lot easier to take away that edge. Come in quite handy, but all you need really is the sharpness of something. So we're just going to go straight down the middle. So here is the cut. Here is the skin that we have just basically made, and we're going to take the spatula and we're just going to go straight down the middle like so. Okay, so next we're just going to go over with a little bit of translucent powder to set it, but also it gets rid of that shine, which is obviously what we want. So I'm just going to tap some of this over. This is obviously translucent, so it will work with any skin tone. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to go into the paint, and I'm going to take a little fluffy brush. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build up kind of a yellowy tone around the edge of the cut, because that is kind of how bruises go. So yeah, I'm just going to get rid of that because I don't like the look of that. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to go into a little bit of this yellow, really lightly, kind of around here. So you're really not using a lot of the colour, you're literally just dabbing it in and applying it to the edge. Okay, so I'm going in with a tiny little bit of green, just in a few areas. Like a bruise, the colours are very different, so you're kind of creating darker bits and then lighter bits. Kind of bruise colour. The red will look quite red. This is why we go into the blue. I would constantly either use a wipe, so I have a wipe here which I'm just kind of patting the colour on, just because you don't want it to come out too bold. But I'm just applying the blue over the top of that red, and it just makes it look a little bit more purpley, which we want for the bruise. So you want to keep going back and forth, bit of the yellow, and build up, and then we're going to keep going until we've covered the whole kind of area. But it's this same really slow process really of like blending blues, blending a bit of the red, and going right over. So I've used some of the red and I'm going right over the actual cut now. So as you can see here, you really want that colour to start fading out. You don't really want it too red. And it depends what kind of look you're going for. This is kind of going to be like a zombie kind of cut, so you can have it quite dark and green, and it will look better like that than the actual red. So as you're noticing, this cut is starting to shut because it is wax. It will move, but that's fine. We can open that up with the spatula shortly. But I'm just going to go over the actual whole cut with this kind of like mottled shade, so we're just going in with that. Okay, so now we've got to this point where it is kind of looking like a zombie, if that's even a word, and yeah, perfect. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open the fake blood. You want it to look real, so I'm going to open it. Obviously it's hard because I've only got one hand, but I'm going to open this I'm going to open this blood. Now what I will say is it does get very messy, so I would literally just take the tiniest bit from the rim or like in the top of the lid, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just stand that up somewhere, and I'm going to run this little brush down the cut. Okay, so obviously in the lighting, sometimes this looks very, very overly red, but I like to just bring it up onto the ridge in a few little areas. Go back in with your sponge, and sometimes it's actually quite good because the fake blood will attach to the sponge and then kind of goes out a little bit, and it actually looks quite good, like so. And you can obviously see in that cut quite deeply, and that just basically, this wax creates a 3D effect. So I'm just gonna go in and dab this out a little bit. Okay, so this is the cut in question. So you've got a lot of bruising going on, you've got like kind of different types of bruising, and yeah, I think it's quite effective. So like so, it's a lot more darker, it's a lot more bruised, and the weird thing is, because it's wax, it actually kind of moves. So as you can see, like, it's squishy, it moves, it's like kind of like a real, how a real scar would react because it's on like flesh. Yeah, rank. So obviously you can leave it like that, you don't even have to put more blood in or anything like that. But yeah, this is kind of how to create a scar that's like three-dimensional. Well, I guess it's not a scar, is it? It's a actual wound. But yeah, definitely for bruising you want to go in with yellow and a bit of green, and then it's up to you whether you want blood or